Hello everyone, I'm Mayumi Ogata, a public speaking performance coach. Today, we're gonna do a deep dive into inaugural press conference of Japan's new Prime Minister, Sanae Takaichi. I'm going to give a complete breakdown of her speech. I know it's a little bold of me, isn't it? But yes, today I'm ready to get straight to the point. And to prepare for this video, I'm actually wearing something I don't normally wear. Ta-da! Did you notice? It's a dark navy jacket. And if you look closely, I'm even wearing pearls to help channel Prime Minister Takaichi's styles and atmosphere. What do you think? Don't you agree that when your outfit changes, when your appearance changes, the whole vibe you give off changes with it? I feel like I'm giving off a slightly different impression than I usually do. And that just goes to show how incredibly important your appearance is. So today, including appearance, there are three key areas I want to cover. First, the structure of the speech itself. Second, my specialty, nonverbal communication. That includes her gaze, facial expressions, tone of voice, posture, gestures, and overall presence. And third, as I just mentioned, we'll dive into her appearance. Let me ask you, have you ever been formally told how to speak or express yourself? For many of us, it's something we just figure out on our own. But this is a critical life skill. While most of us can talk and gesture without thinking about it, I strongly believe this is an essential skill that everyone needs to learn properly. Think about it. Success in life, creating opportunities, making money, relationships and marriage, building trust and connections. The one common thread in all of this is your ability to speak, to convey your thoughts, and to express yourself effectively. However, in the Japanese education system, we don't have classes like public speaking or self-expression. That's why most people are self-taught. And we often just assume that the way we are doing it is good enough. But once we enter the professional world, and of course, long before that too, we start running into communication challenges, don't we? I became a specialist in this field precisely because I used to be terrible at communication and hated public speaking. So I decided to master it. That's truly how much I used to struggle. Because of that, I know exactly how it feels. And that's why I want to help more people express themselves confidently on the world stage, especially as our country's population ages. The advice I share is based on global standards, so I truly hope you'll find it valuable. Now, let's watch the first clip.
皆様、こんばんは。第104代内閣総理大臣に任命されました高市早苗でございます。
What did you think? As I've said before, that first impression is everything. If you don't grab your audience in that first moment, you've already lost them. That's why those first few seconds are the most important part of any speech. On that note, let's start with her appearance. First, her outfit. She wore a dark navy suit. I'm also wearing navy, which is a color that represents trust, respect, and sincerity. I've noticed that Prime Minister Takaichi often wears jackets in shades of blue. I believe she's consciously crafting an image that projects trust and sincerity above all else. Dark navy is one of the most powerful colors for a public leader. It was a fantastic choice. not just in Japan, but from a global perspective as well. Last September, I spoke at an official World Economic Forum event in India, and the official color of the WEF is also dark navy. So even by global standards, her outfit was a perfect choice. Also, did you notice it wasn't a solid color, but had a texture? Personally, I thought this was a brilliant touch. It maintained her dignity while adding a hint of feminine softness. As for her accessories, she wore a pearl necklace and matching pearl earrings. This is a classic, powerful choice for women in formal settings. Didn't you get an immediate impression of class, tradition, and stability? It wasn't flashy or overly decorative. It was a look that projected the integrity and intelligence fitting for a prime minister. She emphasized professionalism over glamour, and the overall harmony of her look was just superb. Next, let's break down the structure of her speech. Overall, it was incredibly logical. And at the key moments, the way she structured her message to guide our emotions and understanding was, in my opinion, flawless. What did you all think? The entire speech flowed in a way that was very easy for us to follow, right? I was so captivated. I watched the whole thing in one sitting. That's how well structured her speech was. Notice how she started her introduction with a huge, beaming smile. This is so important. But why is it so important? Have you ever really thought about it? There's a massive distance between a prime minister and the citizens, right? Both emotionally and physically. So, this first press conference is a critical moment for her to declare her mission to the nation. And within that moment, the opening is everything. If she doesn't connect with us right away, we'll just tune out. That's why the very first greeting is the most crucial part. And what Prime Minister Takaichi did so brilliantly was begin with a warm, friendly smile and said, "Good evening, everyone." I thought that was just wonderful. In that instant, she had already created a connection. Don't you agree? His smile and approachability instantly closed the emotional distance. It sent a powerful message. It's safe to open your hearts and listen to me. I bet many of you felt that subconsciously. It's skillful choices like this that made us hang on her every word. It's that important. However, if I could offer one small piece of constructive feedback, I thought it was a missed opportunity that she bows while she was still speaking. It would have been a perfect 10, a home run, if she had finished her sentence, paused, and then bowed. I know I'm being picky here, but it's such an important detail. So I had to point it out. Please forgive me. Right after her introduction, she mentioned the bird flu issue in Hokkaido. Now, about starting with an apology. At first, an apology sounds like a negative, right? But she masterfully turned it into an opportunity. She was sending a clear message. Even before this press conference, I've been on a job as your prime minister. I've already taken immediate action on the bird flu problem. This ability to turn a challenge into a chance to show leadership. The fact that she included that one strategic line was brilliant. This is a key takeaway for all of us. She gave us a masterclass in how to turn a crisis into an opportunity. The way she did it was truly remarkable. In the next clip, you'll see her message pivots with the phrase from this point on. Up until then, she was in apology mode, which has a negative, somber tone. But watch how she shifts gears from this point on. Right after the apology, she intentionally uses powerful, forward-looking words with all my strength, unafraid of change, and boldly. This is a deliberate shift away from the negative tone of the past. She masterfully pivots our focus from the past to the future. She's guiding our attention away from apology and toward hope. This shift in focus is a critical point I want you to notice. It's this very contrast that makes her personal resolve feel so powerful and authentic. This is a highlight.
ここからは国家国民のため全力で変化を恐れず果敢に働いてまいります。そのための内閣を本日作り上げました。国家国民のため結果を出していく。
And this next part, this is something we can all learn from. In the next clip, she uses her signature phrase, never give up. When you think of Prime Minister Takaichi, that's a phrase that comes to mind, isn't it? It certainly does for me. She connects this phrase to her own personal story, her past experiences running for party leader. By doing this, it's no longer just a slogan. It becomes her personal narrative, her core belief of never giving up. By showing that, her conviction is backed by a real personal story. She becomes so much more persuasive. That's the power of storytelling. We are always told that storytelling is effective, and this is a perfect example of how to use it to build credibility.
絶対に諦めない、そう決意をいたしております。一度ならずも二度敗れても自民党総裁になることを諦めませんでした。強い日本経済を作り上げ、外交安全保障で日本の国益を守り抜く、私には明確な決意がございました。それが国家国民のためであるならば、決して諦めない。これがこの内閣の不動の方針でございます。それでも私は諦めません。この内閣は決断と前進の内閣です。
How did that feel? Listening to that powerful declaration as citizens, you can't help but feel a sense of hope, a feeling that maybe things really will change for the better. It was a speech that inspired a vision of a brighter future. Okay, now let's talk about her nonverbal communication. First, what did you notice about her posture? Her back was perfectly straight, and she maintained a strong, dignified stance the entire time. This visually projects confidence and stability as a leader. Because she expressed this visually, we felt a sense of security and trust just by watching her. Next is something that Prime Minister Takaichi does exceptionally well, and it's truly fantastic. Her eye contact. What did you notice? Of course, she was reading from a script, so she naturally had to look down at times. But she frequently and consistently looked up, scanned the entire room, and delivered a powerful, direct gaze to the cameras. It felt like she was speaking directly to each and every one of us at home. Didn't you feel as if she was making that powerful commitment directly to you? This is so important, not just for public speaking, but in all our interactions. Even one on one, powerful eye contact is a game changer. So, let's all make a point to practice this starting today. Next, facial expressions. For an inaugural address, the most important thing is to convey sincerity and seriousness. So for the most part, she kept a focused, composed expression. But in her opening greeting, when talking about her resolve or when expressing thanks, she consciously offered a soft, warm smile. That smile did more than just ease the tension in the room. It revealed her human warmth and projected a deep sense of confidence, and especially the way her eyes crinkled when she smiled. It creates such an approachable feeling. It shortens the distance with the audience, which builds trust and makes us feel that this is a leader worth following. That emotion is key. This is another powerful technique you can all from. And finally, how use of pose. I always say that the pose is one of your most powerful tools. For example, before delivering her key phrase, never give up, she uses a deliberate pause. Her overall speaking pace was calm and measured, giving us plenty of time to process her words. The entire flow, tone, and speed were designed to be easy to follow. But at the most critical moments, she inserts a powerful silence, which gives her words incredible weight. This is something I want you all to practice. So let's start using pauses more effectively starting today. So, what did you think? From her appearance to her nonverbal cues, expressions, tone, posture, eye contact, presence, and the structure of her speech, I think there were so many valuable lessons we could take away. I really hope you start applying some of these ideas today. My philosophy is this: our entire life is a series of speeches. A speech isn't just when you are in front of a crowd, whether it's one on one or one to many. The core principles of communication are exactly the same. I often talk about this in my coaching. In a presentation, you can share your screen and use slides, but in a speech, you often have no slides. You have to find a way to screen share the ideas and feelings from your heart. And when you think about it that way, you realize that just using your words, just moving your mouth, is never enough. The technique that I teach, which is all about communicating with your entire body, is what I call body speech. If you truly want to share what's in your heart, you have to use your whole body to deliver that message. In short, body speech is the art of making your words visible. This is true in one on one relationships too, with your family, friends, or clients. It's so important. Of course, you need to communicate logically, just as she did in her press conference. But you also have to move people's emotions. That's how you inspire action and spark new insights in others. This means that logical alone is not enough. There is a famous concept in psychology. People are convinced by reason, but they are moved by emotion. So, speaking logically is absolutely essential in a speech or presentation. But logic alone will not inspire people to act. You have to move their emotions. And that's exactly why storytelling is so powerful. By telling stories that connect on an emotional level, you move your audience and inspire them to take the next step. This is critical in sales, but it applies everywhere. In your family, your friendships, your community. If you want to share your vision and have people join you in making it a reality, you need to connect with their emotions and their understanding. And you can't do that by relying on words alone. That's why your appearance and your nonverbal cues, your body speech, as I call it, are so essential. When you move the hearts of the people around you and your clients, you are no longer working with the strength of just one person. When people connect with your message and want to join your mission, you can have the strength of 100, 1,000, even 10,000 people behind you. So let's work on polishing our public speaking and our body speech together. Please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you.